Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment. I am your host, MeleeWizard, and I did a little bit of digging, and it turns out the legacy regarding Dayanara was not the only one. So let's go collect this here. But it's not going to be immediately available. I have to inquire about the fire first. There's nothing much to say about the matter. It was a strange, localized fire. I cannot imagine what would have been precious in the documents that were burned, but someone must have wanted them destroyed. Can you tell me what was burned? A number of old legacies were burned, and some mementos and other keepsakes of value only to me. Legacies? They are contracts that are deliverable at the death of the client. They provide specifics on how a person's possessions are to be divided upon the event of their demise. I have also heard them called wills. Not sure how I came across 51AA, but, you know, it works, I guess. He looks at you in surprise as you name the legacy. That is extremely old. Are you certain? A shocked look comes upon his face. I hope that wasn't one of the ones that was burned. How old is it? Oh, several decades at least. Yes, this office was the target of a senseless act of vandalism. A year ago, we had a break-in here at the office. The vandal's sole desire seemed to be to burn my legal documentation. Much was lost. A shame, really. Sigil can be quite wearing on a person's faith. The vandal only damaged certain documents. Irreplaceable. Can you check on this? Oh, yes, of course. It will take a moment. Giannis returns, nodding. Yes, fortunately, it was unharmed by the fire. All the articles are safe. Of course, sign here and here on the dotted line. There we are. That should be the last of the paperwork. Here are all the items that were in the vault. One looks like a foundry receipt, though quite an old one, to be sure. Did the deceased have something commissioned at the foundry? Don't really know.
Updated my journal.
It is located in the lower ward. It is past the Great Gate, the one that I couldn't get past before. Look for a number of guardsmen guards at a gate, and you should be in the right place. And I thank you for that. So, a whole bunch of stuff here. But unfortunately, I can't, just like the ring, I can't really see what it does, so I'm going to have to use one of my last charm of infinite recall. Just make sure everything has been identified. And so Kaleidoscopic Eye invokes Chromatic Orb when used. It has +1 to saves, +1 against spells, and 5% magic resistance. Usable only by good, which I currently am. The Shimmering Jewel is actually the corpse of a radiant spirit from the upper plane of Elysium, which I believe is straight neutral good. When these creatures pass away, they leave their shimmering husks behind. These husks are often mistaken for jewels or semi-precious stones. Their essence is still that of harmony and goodness, and they can only be employed by a creature whose heart is filled with good intentions. The kaleidoscopic eye can either be wielded in the hand or placed in an empty eye socket, depending on whether its owner wishes to use it for defense or offense. When held, the user may summon its power to harness ambient light, twist it, and then turn it against his enemies. When placed in the owner's eye socket, the eye grafts itself to the wearer's skull and helps shield its new owner. It absorbs a portion of the energies from incoming attacks and provides proof against all manner of magical attacks. Yep. The DNR's wedding ring. +1 saves, +1 AC, plus an extra +3 against piercing. Presumably the ring's purpose is to shield the heart from shock and trauma, and this extends to any physical pain the wearer suffers as well. Yep. And so it actually gets used. I'm going to give that to you.
A ring without a proposal? How improper.
And then we have the Godsman's receipt. And the stone gullet of Ulfal the Gross. So, the gurgling stone gullet of Ulfal the Gross is not as well known as most artifacts tend to be. No wars have been waged over it, no betrayals, no epic journeys into the underworld, only a few moralizing sorcerers, a fat man, and his stomach. As the legend goes, Ulfal the Gross was said to have been a promising practitioner of the arts, a sorcerer's apprentice at one of the last seers of Essenon. Despite his skill of the art, however, his gluttony was the subject of much ridicule among his peers. During the last great massing of Essenon, Ulfal was invited to dine at the center table, but unknown to him, his peers had filled his wine goblet with an elixir of turning flesh to stone to teach the rotund student a lesson. Ulfal consumed such great amounts of food and drink during the mass, however, that it diluted the potion's effects. Complaining of a stomach ache hours after the feast, the local healers discovered that Ulfal's stomach had turned into stone, yet was still capable of digesting food. Ulfal lived the rest of his days happily eating, though his gullet was a few pounds heavier than before. Gee, I wonder why. When he finally died, his stomach was removed as an oddity, and since then it has wandered the plains in search of new stomachs. To use the artifact, one must consume it. It has the consistency of stale bread. Doing will turn the eater's stomach into the stone gullet. Devouring the stone gullet of Ulfal will grant the user the blessing of stone and rock and slight resistance to acid. Might as well, and put that up there. All right then.
All right.
So we now have business up at the foundry, but there's a couple other things that I want to clean up quest-wise. One of them being the stuff going on here. Now that I have a bit stronger, these guys are not really much of a threat.
Time is over.
I'm gone.
So yeah, these guys are
What's up?
not as big of a threat as they once were. At least in part because... At least in part because, A, I'm not alone. There we go. Oh! Didn't realize you could actually carry this stuff. Cool.
All right.
Okay, yeah, and it's all stealth pickpockety stuff. Yeah, and just so these guys are no longer in my way, just gonna go ahead and take care of all of them. They are hostiles after all, although they appear to... Though I guess if they're just gonna stop attacking me, I guess I'll stop attacking them. We'll see how long that lasts.
Die.
I'm a lot of practice, it seems.
Damn.
Come on. And there's this guy who I had to kill because of a quest. But there was another thing that was another quest that was here. Oh, that's a quest now. Okay. But yeah, the receipt is what allows me to get into the Great Foundry. I tinkered around with it off camera, and I was able to get in. So at least I know the path through the dialogue tree I have to do. Yeah, there's this. Though the fact that I don't actually have the box anymore... I'm thinking that this kind of screws me over from being able to finish this one. Welcome to the Cathedral of Auskar. Have you come to worship Auskar with me? You can be his second disciple. Are there no others? Over the years, I have had many disciples. Unfortunately, they have all disappeared. It's quite frustrating, actually. As soon as they become initiates, I never see them again. Lately, there has been a rumor going around that the lady herself is the cause. Now, no one comes by anymore. You are the first soul I've seen stop by in a long while. Turns out, yeah, I tinkered around with this off camera as well. That is very, very much true. So if I become a disciple, the moment I leave, the lady shows up, and she will not like me. Oh, Aeola's voice takes on a tone of adulation. Auskar is the keeper of gateways. Within Auskar lies the power of portals, doorways, and opportunity. Sigil, also known as the City of Doors, used to be the home of Auskar until he was cast out by that accursed lady. Now there are few worshippers of Auskar here because the lady forbids it. That will soon change, however, as I help the people to see the greatness of Auskar. She cannot stand against the will of the people. Yeah. I'm pretty sure... Yeah.
There's much to be learned from all parts of society.
All right.
Alright then. So let's go turn in that... Oh. They still want a piece of me, huh?
Die.
Well, I grew up here. Not a pleasant childhood, mind you.
Yeah, I can imagine. And... someone who's named, but, you know, she wants me dead. And I get 1,000 copper for it. Alright, then. Alright, there we go. Have you slain Rotten William? Yes. We establish our philosophies now. A contest of arms. The winner is the true victor in our struggle for truth. I'll do it, but I cannot die. You will lose eventually. His eyes widen. You are eternal. Your truth is eternal. I salute you. You honor me. Farewell. Alright, that's that done. I'm still not sure what to do about the rest of this, but one thing that did cross my mind is the fact that I have a decanter of endless water, and there is a place called, the burning guy. Let's see where, this is not the right one.
Done.
There's much to be learned from all parts of society.
I think it was this one then? Yep, Smoldering Corpse Bar. You know, the guy that the bar that has the guy that's constantly on fire.
Damn it.
When I was doing some digging, I saw a little bit of something regarding this, I think. I didn't look too deeply into it, and you know what? All these guys that just want to attack me, just go away now. Thank you. Probably should just select Mort and have him pick this stuff up himself, but oh well.
Come on in, Cutter. See one of these then. Come on in, Cutter. You're gonna love this.
The thing makes no response. It rises slowly within the flames. It lives, but it does not seem aware of anything other than the fire that surrounds it. Its skin is flame, its heart is flame, and you know within some shadowed corner of your memory that this thing is dangerous. Okay, I'm not sure what is going to happen here. Although it appears that it's not even giving me the option of actually doing anything. That despair you saw on her face before flits across it again like a black-winged shadow before she masters herself. That's Ignis, one of the greatest wizards ever to come out of this slummy excuse for a cesspool. They caught him and they opened a channel to the plane of fire through him. And now he's just a doorway for it, keeping himself alive by force of will alone. If someone could douse him for a few moments, I'd get him back to his life again. But they don't make enough water to do that. Well, we have this. Yes, use that on him and he'll be sure to come free. Oh, my Ignis, I await you. Do you know the command words? There's a command word for this thing. Okay, I guess it's not as simple as I thought it was going to be. Oh. You see a man standing stock still. He isn't moving a muscle. On closer examination, it appears that he isn't even breathing, just standing. His eye sockets are empty holes in his face. Contained within their bounds is a flat gray light that seems to dance with possibility. Looking into the sockets, the eerie, empty feeling of a limitless void shivers through you, as if you had gazed into a sliver of eternity. The head slowly swivels towards you. You notice that no muscles appear to move under his skin as he turns, and he speaks in a pure bell-like tone. Well met, Wanderer. You have forgotten again, haven't you? As he opens his mouth, you get that feeling of eternity again. Inside his mouth, you see no tongue, no teeth. It's almost as if this man were a shell surrounding an illimitable expanse. I have spoken with you before, and always you forget. Your endless quest to discover yourself ends always in your amnesia. You draw close to the truth and recoil. Let us hope that you have the strength to endure your existence. I know that you, like a fly, rise up from the wreckage of your old shell, buzz about for a time, and curl up and die at the window of truth. You bumble about the pain, seeking the light without any plan to your actions, and fall exhausted when you fail. You alight on others to feed from them for a time, and move on with no regard to them. I have watched you come here and listen to your words, and watched you come away no wiser. Will you learn from your mistakes, Seeker? So who are you? I am O. For some reason, when he speaks his name, it sounds like he's speaking of much more than a single letter, as if the speaking of his name contained untold possibilities and nuances. No human tongue could ever create such a sound. What are you? It is my name. It is the name of a portion of eternity. I am a letter in the divine alphabet. Understanding me leads to understanding existence. I am writ in the true names of half of everything. My being encompasses truth. I am mathematic, organic, metaphysic. The divine alphabet is writ in the name of everything that exists, from the seed at the hearts of the elemental planes to the core of the great beyond. My brothers and sisters, a single word translates into the two in your mind, and I reach across all that is, was, or ever shall be. We are thought and reality and concept and the unimaginable. I'm watching the ebb and flow of mortality. You mortals are like wasps. You build your lives/nests from the slimmest of branches, and when the wind shakes your home or life free, you seek to sting the wind to death. Instead of realizing your foolish mistakes, attempting to repair the damage you have caused yourselves, and learning from your experience, you bring harm to any who have the misfortune to blunder near you in your time of pain and distress. My advice to you, and to all mortals, stop acting like an insect, and start acting sentient. The patrons of this place are varied, yet all mortal. Like all mortals, their concerns are limited, and with the potential of blossoming into actual truth. I can tell you this, though. You may find a companion dear to your heart here, at least as dear as your heart will allow. Uh, I know parts of many of them. Without a connection to my brothers and sisters, I am but a letter. Alone, I am a symbol. Combined, we are language and power. I did not say that. A letter is still a powerful force, even on its own. Allow me to show you. He opens his mouth wider and wider still. The mask of his face tears around his eyes, mouth, and nose, revealing that hint of eternity you glimpsed earlier. You are lost in it, adrift in it, a part of it. You return to your mundane senses and realize that O has vanished, yet somehow your horizons have expanded. Enlightenment has brushed you, however briefly, across the brow. And I just got +1 wisdom. Cool. A bonus to experience points? I didn't know it did that. Well. Alright then. It's unfortunate that it turns out that the decanter required a command word, but oh well. Because I don't think I needed a command word for it when I was using it on the stone face thing
If
down
you
underground.
keep bobbing about, Skull, I'm gonna mount you in the end of a pike.
All right then.
I'm gone.
All right. So If nothing else, go ahead and sell off some of these.
Yeah.
Ah, you can't.
Sure, why not?
You're not buying these. All right.
Done.
No. I guess I have to go to, a regular
Done.
merchant or something. Fortunately, this door is still locked, but we have the guard. You see a burly, bored-looking guard. State your business, please. What's this place? You're in front of the Great Foundry, home to the believers of the Source. Aside from being home to the believers of the Source, it is also one of the largest foundries known to mortal existence. Much traffic passes through these gates. We take orders from all across the plains. Currently, we are not accepting any further orders, as most of our craftsmen are either working on a new project or are commissioned for the next several months on smaller orders. What this means in practical terms is that you're not getting in unless you have a receipt for work to pick up or have urgent business inside. I do have a receipt. Thank you, sir. The clerk you seek holds office on the southern wall of the foundry. Thank you for your patronage. And in we go. Just getting more of the map revealed. Mostly for its own sake, but you know. Oh, jeez.
Now working on this thing.
Dagger's not working.
Now
There is
now
there is
now working on this thing.
may my faith lend me strength.
Yikes. Where the heck did that shadow thing come from? Alright then.
Done.
Let's see what kind of stuff we got going on here. Alyssa Tield. You see a short woman with slight horns on her forehead and ears that curve sharply back on her skull. She smells faintly of sulfur, even over the reek of the foundry's fires. I am Alyssa Teal, supervisor for this area. This area being the main foundry area of the Great Foundry, where much of our current public work takes place. The foundry is larger than this, of course, but we have a large contract we're working on, and we've been sworn to secrecy, so most of the work area is off limits. My apologies. Alright, any other... What exactly do the Godsmen stand for? That is both a communal and individual. This is both a communal and individual faction. And there are variations on the theme depending on who one speaks with, but the basic gist of it is that life, nay, all experience itself, is a test of sorts. All things that arise test us, and how we react determines how we move closer to the true understanding of everything. We seek the truth behind the multiverse, and it's important to us that ours is the right way. Alright. And it seems like there's a heck of a lot else going on over here. So that is the Godsman Armory. But looks like you're the person I'm looking for. You see a wizened old man with trembling hands and a cunning face. He looks you over carefully and speaks, Hell, uh, have I seen you before? You seem familiar to me somehow. Do you remember where? Not so fast, lad. Takes a while for the mind to warm up to a task like this. I've lived a long time and seen a lot more faces in that time, and it ain't so easy to remember. Memory's a fleeting thing, and that's something you can bank on. Before replying, you mutter, "Tell me, tell me about it, lad." Yeah, right. Do you have a receipt? You need a receipt, or I can't give you anything. The old man takes the receipt from you and scrutinizes it carefully. This thing's over 100 years old. I'll have to come by it. $40,000, wow. I see, quite a catch you've made. There you go, lad. Treat this metal well, dear. You hear?
I've learned some new tricks.
Alrighty. Still a ways before leveling up there. Still a ways before leveling up there, too. So, what exactly did I just get? Curious ironwork. Shimmering piece of filigree metalwork that you picked up at the Great Foundry. It looks almost gauzy. Sharp edges protrude from it. You have no idea what to do with it right now, but it must be important if you left it behind for yourself. Well, alright then. So, I'm here now. Not sure what else there is I can do here, but I guess join me next time when I... Well, there's a door there. I don't know. To the Gosman's Hall. Maybe I can get into there somehow. And there's this whole issue of... Apparently there's a portal to where Ravel is somewhere in here. I guess maybe I'll see if I can figure that out. So I guess until then, this is MeleeWizard, and have a nice day.